And that's the beautiful part of this, is that everyone's joining into the process in order to experience it, to actually see the evidence that you truly can reverse your biological age. You can reverse your current health state or your current health condition. And no, it's not far-fetched. Once you start this process and program, whatever medication you're on, you actually begin to wean yourself off of it. I've weaned people off multiple medications just within a 3-week period. And don't get me wrong, I'm not telling people in the beginning to stop taking your medication. You know what we're doing? We're having people to monitor their vitals, to monitor their blood sugar, monitor their blood pressure, because these are parameters that let you know if something's going on in the body. But what happens is that once you reach a point and your body is now starting to regulate itself, then is at that point when the medication starts to really become toxic to the body. And so at that point, it's now responsible, it's now reasonable and common to just begin to wean yourself off and cut it all together. Your medical doctor may say, hey, cut it in half, but remember, this is your body. You're the one that have to make that decision, not us. We're giving you the process that's going to assist you in making that decision. And then you let your doctor know that, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is where I want to go with this. And yeah, you may have some conflict, you may not. There are a lot of good medical doctors out there that follows this holistic process, and they're open to helping you to come off the medication and the pharmaceutical drugs. So that's why this process is so powerful, because it's something that we kind of didn't have before. Most of us were born into what? One system. That one system is the healthcare system that as we know it today. But I like to say this with no disrespect to medical doctors or nurses, because I worked with them. You know, I have a background in emergency medicine, and yes, I delivered some babies. I delivered 2 babies. I delivered one. It was in a clinical situation, but the second one was right off of Hollywood. I had to deliver a baby in the back of a car, and the car was already in the ER bay. So I'm coming in with the paramedic, Chicago Fire Department, and we're inside the ER. And then some guy come in running in. He say his lines. Hey, my wife is having a baby. We look around like, for the cameras. We don't see any cameras. So this must be real. So me and one of the residents grabbed the OB kit, and we run out to the bay. And sure enough, she was right there in the back, crowning the baby. Of course, she was crowning. You guys know what crowning is. She was crowning. And as soon as we got there, the baby started delivering itself. So we were there to catch it and to cut the umbilical cord. And then, of course, everybody went into the ER. But that was just my wonderful experience as a paramedic. All the rest was a little, gory. But anyway, that was beautiful, just being able to assist life into this world, even if it's an emergency situation, because sometimes we deal with emergencies. There's a place for emergencies. Unfortunately, we're in a world where we're dealing with a lot of emergencies, health emergencies, physical emergencies, emotional emergencies. These are emergencies that at some point have to be, I guess we could say, alleviated. There's too many emergencies that we're dealing with in a society, and one is basically our health. We definitely need to come out of the emergency management mentality. Emergency management, this healthcare system is great at emergency management. This healthcare system is great at trauma. But when you're dealing with a degenerative condition, you have to go holistic. You have to use whole food, and you have to let food become thy medicine. Whole foods become your medicine, because if you're deficient in, let's say, vitamin B6, and through some of my research, I found out that vitamin B6 tends to lead to Parkinson's, then I'm not going to give you medication for the symptoms of Parkinson's. I'm going to find out what you're deficient in, and that's what I'm going to start to give you back. The body knows what to do with it. You just have to give the body back what it needs in order to repair the damage. And so the process is coined age reversal, because it's about reversing your biological age. And who wouldn't want to reverse their age? But here's the trick. It's not necessarily that you're reversing in your biological age, because you really biologically cannot be never older than 10 or 14 or 15 years old, 10 to 15 years old, because your body is fully regenerating within that time frame. So biologically, you can't be that old. Chronologically, that just keeps on going. but that's not predicated on our biology. That's just the movement of planets and the sun. That's not our age. So our age is predicated on how long it takes your pancreas, your bone, spleen, liver, all these to fully regenerate. Once you know how long that takes, then you understand that you're not as old as you think you are. So why do we age the way we do? Because we collectively believe in it. And we also are putting a lot of toxicity into our body. And that's the problem, is that what we're eating is what's making us sick. And it's not the obvious stuff. It's the things that we've been eating all of our life. Beef, pork, chicken, turkey. We all have been eating it, but some of us, may still be eating it now. It's not a problem. No, there's no one here judging anyone. It's a process. It's not easy coming off something that you've been on for a long time. But you must know that eating meat is not mandatory. It's not normal, because see, I have a son, I never fed him meat, and he doesn't miss it. So what that tells me is that the reason we loved meat, we love beef, pork, chicken, and turkey, is because we were fed beef, pork, chicken, and turkey.